So, okay lang ba sa pinaka-naman?
Oo.
Hello guys, my name is Emie M. Espijon. My favorite subject is three eyes. Our topic is about the impact of power interruption to the academic performance of senior high school student in TAMS. Submitted to Josephine Subito. Acknowledgement, I would like to thank my teacher, Miss Josephine Subito, and also the student of Temistocles Memorial Senior Memorial High School, and specifically the source of research. Abstract. In this study, our focus was on the impact of power interruption to the academic performance of senior high school students. As a case of study, the was specifically focused on examining the influence of power interruption on the academic performance of senior high school students. The study adapted the survey research design and randomly enrolled participants in the study. A total of 5 were validated from the enrolled participants, where all respondents are students of the Temistocles Memorial Senior Memorial High School. The result also showed the power experience negatively as students cannot study well. Group discussion and tutorial classes are cancelled or rescheduled due to the power outbreak. Table of Content. Chapter 1 Introduction. Background of the study. The focus of the study, the impact of power interruption to the academic performance of senior high school students. The moment power outage prevents students from studying, will their learning experience will be poor and the resultant effect is poor performance. Statement of the problem. Every sector in the school in terms has experienced the power outage since time immemorial. This problem has resulted to low output in all sectors, specifically the sector of education, which is the bedrock of all development. Individuals have made diverse efforts in alleviating this menace. One such as is the use of generator, which led to the increase in price of such equipment, become of the high demand, as well as to high demand for fuel to power the generator. Students from every facets of life have been affected. Students' institutions have been adversely affected as they need to read, search for material learned, and so on. Objectives of the study. The impact of power interruption to the academic performance of senior high school student in terms. Student is the primary aim of this study. Other objectives are: first, to determine the influence of power outage of the academic performance. Second, to examine the effects of power outage on lecturers' academic activity. Third, to investigate the influence of power outage in the academic performance. Fourth, to determine the influence of power outage on result processing. Fifth, to examine the influence of power outage on student habits. Research question. First, is there any significant influence of power outage on student academic performance? Second, is there any significant effect of power outage on lecture academic activities? Third, is there any significant influence of power outage on environmental factors? Fourth, is there any significant influence of power outage on student study habits? Research hypothesis. There is a significant relationship between power outage and academic performance and senior high school student. Scope and the scope of the study. This study will focus on power interruption to the academic performance of senior high school students. It will also focus on the challenge encountered by students in their academic due to power interruption to the academic performance of senior high school students. And it will proper possible solution to these challenges. This study will use students of the times. Theoretical framework. Power assumes a significant part in every life. The energy business consistently look forward to improving the exhibition of the force framework. The conventional force framework involves age, transmission, and conveyance, which is unidirectionally uh, unidirectional in nature. Conceptual framework. During the era of multiple crises, the role of human resource management and organization is crucial. The effects of different types of crisis on the general economy of Palestine and in particular on the health sector in critical cases to perform the required laboratory tests. The laboratory devices are constantly in need of electricity, the most important source of long-term competitive advance. Source dependent variables name description. See? Definition of terms. Term 1. Abstract, a summary of the content of a book, article of a formal speech. Academic, relating to education and scholarship. Power outage, equipment failure resulting when the supply of power fails. Student, a person who is studying to a school. Reference. Chapter 2. Review of related literature. Blackouts in our power system can occur in several ways. How to prevent a blackout in important issue in power system. The reasons to case blackout can be the overburdening of transmission lines, high scoting on lines, failures of protection or control system, and other blackouts can prevented from an net one contingency, maintain load generation balance and cascade to more fault contingency. These were their cases and solution as well as the discussion from many researchers. The survey can possibly provide reference to improve the grade protection strategies. Chapter 3. Methodology. Every electric power system is expected to provide electricity to its customer at the lowest possible cost and sit within from acceptable reliability levels. The availability of reliable power supply at reasonable cost guarantees the economic growth and development of a country. However, power outage occurs sometimes when less expected, thus calling to question the reliability of the power system. Chapter 4. Limitation of the study. Finance, inadequate materials, and time constant were the challenge the researchers encountered during the course of the study. Chapter 5. This study is a summary, conclusion, and recommendation. The chapter consists of summary of the study, conclusion, and recommendation. Summary of the study. In this study, our focus was on the power interruption to the academic performance of senior high school students in terms. The study was specifically focused on examining the influence of power outage on lectures, academic activities, investigating the influence of power outage on environmental factors, determining the influence of power outage and supply on student study habits. Conclusion. With respect to the analysis and the findings of this study, the following conclusion emerged. The result also showed that power outage affects student study habits and learning. Experience negatively as students cannot study while group discussion, and tutorial classes are cancelled or rescheduled due to power outbreak. The moment power outage prevent students from studying will their learning experience will be poor and resultant effect is poor performance. Recommendation. Based on the findings, the researcher recommends that probably this will bring improvement in their generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity to consumer. This aligns with the recommendation of or,
That's all, guys.
That's all. Thank you.